ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News on the hour. I am Frank Amanape, and here are some of the stories filing in at this hour. There was pandemonium at the University of Jos in Plateau State on Thursday as lecturers and students fled the campus following the sighting of an alleged suicide bomber. CoreTV News gathered that the suspect was apprehended by the students as he tried to enter the premises. The alarm raised by the students sent everybody scampering for safety. However, some students summoned up courage to capture the alleged bomber, who was almost beaten to a pulp before he was rescued by the school security. We will bring you details as they unfold. Security operatives have arrested one suspect over the multiple bomb blasts that killed at least 21 persons in Abuja. The bombs went off at about 3:50 p.m. in front of the popular Emma Plaza in the Wuse district. The police say 17 vehicles were destroyed by the explosion, but CoreTV News by Samuel counted 20 burnt vehicles.
These people are running away from the bomb scene. They are looking out for a safe place away from death and destruction. And this is the bomb scene, cordoned off by security personnel. Over 20 vehicles were affected. 21 lives were lost, while 17 persons were critically injured. The police spokesman, Frank Mba, confirmed that an arrest has been made and investigation has commenced.
The casualty figure for now is 21 persons dead, 17 injured. 21 persons dead and 17 persons injured. If there is any change later on, we will gladly inform you. It's also heartwarming to know that an arrest has been made and security agencies will be following up with that arrest.
Adigwe George was at the scene of the explosion minutes after the bomb went off.
Okay, I was just around the corner by this Zenny Bank and I heard a blast. But before then, there was a power bike that drove past. Some people who were closer said the person parked the car and drove on the power bike and went off.
This building is occupied by a bank and it's just beside the bomber's target. Bloodstained, clothes abandoned, shoes and burnt cars were seen around the scene. Some traders also ran for their lives as they abandoned their product. The FCT minister, who was at the scene, condemned the perpetrators of the act. He sympathized with families of those that have lost their loved ones.
From the angle of administration, we wish to express on behalf of the Federal Capital Territory Administration our deepest commiseration and condolences to the families and indeed all Nigerians who are affected by this very gruesome incidents.
These security personnel are taking relevant items as samples that will help in their investigation. But the bright spot here is that one suspect is already in custody.
This is the scene of the bomb blast that went off at exactly 3 p.m. This place is popularly called the Emma Plaza here in Wuse. According to eyewitness, over 20 bodies were evacuated from this scene to the hospital, and the eyewitness actually told us that these victims were actually dead. And right now, security personnel are here cordoning the area to make sure that things are not, out of hand. And from the look of things, over 20 vehicles are outrightly damaged at this point. All type of businesses run here in Emma Plaza, from repairing of phones to getting household items. A whole lot of business. There's also a bank here. A Diamond Bank is situated right here at the plaza, and the bank is also affected. From Emma Plaza in Wuse 2, Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
While Vice President Namadi Sambo this morning visited the scene of Wednesday's bomb attack in Abuja to see things for himself. After being briefed by the various heads of security operatives on ground, Sambo reiterates that the bombers will not go scot-free. The Vice President is now visiting survivors of the bomb attack at various hospitals in the city center.
Of those that have lost their lives, and our sympathy to those that are injured, both here, the incidents in Kanu, and all other parts of Nigeria. This cowardly, unjust act will be defeated. Evil can never be sustained. Inshallah, this administration and Mr. President is not going to leave any stone unturned until we defeat this terrorist. Terrorism cannot survive in Nigeria or in any part of this world. We are doing everything, we are putting everything to ensure that within the shortest possible time, this will become a matter of the past. I want to assure all Nigerians the government is doing everything to ensure safety of our lives and properties of all Nigerians and our visitors. I want to seize the opportunity to call on Nigerians also to be very vigilant, and be very observant and report any suspicious act that they see. Will also ask us to go back to our normal duties, our normal services, and to cooperate with the administration so that we will all jointly succeed in solving this problem.
Aside from the cars that were burnt, the multiple explosions also damaged 2 shopping plazas in the area. The windows of surrounding buildings were also shattered by the bomb that left a 4-foot crater where it was detonated. But it was also generated anger among Abuja residents. We, however, warn viewers that they may find some of these visuals distasteful.
This is the 3rd bomb in Abuja this year. The affected area is still looking like a war scene, and Emma Plaza is the main target, but surrounding buildings also suffered collateral damage. The nearby Barnes Plaza was partially destroyed. Windows were shattered and door frames bent. This man was lucky to have escaped death.
All of us were outside there, majority of us outside. That's my own personal car. So I park it and just walk towards the car to pick something inside the car. That's how I just hear something. Wow, the thing shift me.
And here is another eyewitness who is still in shock.
So I was in the 1st floor when the thing happened. So when I hear it sounds bam, then I turn back to look through the glass upstairs. What I saw here, it was fire.
These charred vehicles located a few meters away were set ablaze by flaring sharpness. CoreTV learned that at least 1 person was killed at this spot. And further down the road are bloodstains and abandoned personal belongings. A crowd had gathered near the scene and soldiers had problems pushing them back. This cripple is so angry and he insists he could do a better job than the people in government.
Me will see you for Gramba. I swear to God, if you enter that place, I'll pass you. I swear to God. You think you know good.
And even while the crowd milled around, there was a controlled detonation of another bomb. But the authorities are still assuring residents of Abuja of their safety.
The police command in Borno said that no new adopted students of government's girls' secondary school Chibok had escaped from captivity. There were speculations that 8 of the abducted schoolgirls escaped from their captors. The commissioner of police in the state, Lawan Tanku, said that the story is not true. The Nigerian authorities have dismissed reports of a fresh abduction of 60 women from Damboa in Borno State. Coordinator of the National Information Center, Michael Mary, insists that nothing like that happened. He added that the Borno State government has also rubbished the claims. While there was pandemonium on Wednesday at Majidu in Korodu area in Lagos, where a church suspected to be a den for human ritual activities was vandalized and almost set on fire. Nifemi Oguntoye was there and brought back these details.
Trouble started in the early hours of the day when a female member of the church was allegedly caught with a 4-year-old child carried in a bag. She was said to have kidnapped the child in response to an earlier request made by the pastor. Angry youth in the area immediately descended on the church, vandalizing everything on sight and setting a pot on fire before the arrival of the police that condoned off the church premises. Eyewitnesses give account of what happened.
The church has been here for over 10 years now. We did not know the name. So now that man that they said the man is mad person, the man is not mad. We interviewed the man. The man said it's his wife that brought him here for over two years now, 11 years now. Now the chain that is in that man is over. If you investigate that chain, well, that chain has chopped, it has rotted the man's hand. The man's hand is bad.
My wife died last year, October 25th. I told my wife she should not worship from this church. This church is not church. He will come and bring water. He will come and bring oil. He will come and bring. I will throw away everything. At last, on 19th of October, my wife began to shout, Pastor Noise, he kill me. Pastor Noise, this is how you do me.
For long, we hear that this man, they say art. They say it might be art for this place. Now today, God don't look in secret. So this church to come up for here.
An extension of the church where mentally ill persons are allegedly kept for healing was not spared by the angry mob, who says the people kept there are not sick as claimed, but kidnapped and used for rituals. The only patient seen, whom the mob claims gave clear account of how he was kidnapped, could not affirm the story. A landlord and community leader in the area also affirmed the suspicion of the church.
I'm living where the ministry house is behind in my house. But what we have experienced past 5 years ago, we experienced that these people, they will bring the people, they call them, they are mad people. They will started shaming them. And in the midnight, we will see the big vehicle, they will be coming in, going out.
I see one of those weary, she don't run. And what happened? She can't call everybody, say, I'm not mad, I'm not mad. People now kidnap me, go that place.
Both the pastor and his wife were absent at their residence, which was under surveillance by men of the Nigeria Police Force when CoreTV News visited. The security guard of the house, who was skeptical about speaking to our crew, however claimed ignorance of the pastor's whereabouts.
He left here this morning.
What time?
That was around 7
in the morning.
Yes.
Where was he going to?
I don't know.
What about his wife?
Yeah, he came in just now. I never tell when that one to come out.
The police too refused to comment on the issue as the area commander on site declined to speak. A visit to the State Police PRO Ngozi Braid for a comment on the development yielded no fruit as she was unavailable. Meanwhile, it is only police investigation that will reveal if the church is an extension of the House of Horror discovered last March in Ibadan. However, what is certain is the continuation of the church in the community has come to an abrupt end.
Moving away from that now, Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola says the outcome of Ekiti governorship election is not consistent with human behavior. Governor Fashola expressed surprise that the people of Ekiti did not reciprocate developmental initiatives of Kayode Fayemi for free rice and distribution of money. He said the Ekiti election left so many questions begging for answers.
The way people have behaved 2 weeks ago, 1 week indeed ago, nobody who was a very self-respecting public commentator could comfortably stand up and say Governor Fayemi would lose this election. Nobody could say that. And nobody said that. Now, the worst that you could say was that it looked close. If it did, is this the way human beings have behaved? Is it the normal way to behave? Does a governor who everybody says did well lose even in his own ward? If he was such a bad governor, was his deputy also a bad deputy that she too lost? Was the Speaker of the House also bad? And I know that this may be difficult to convey, but I want Nigerians to listen to the message and not the messenger, because I have a partisan interest. But let us simply examine human behavior here. And perhaps people should remember that the governor-elect now, from his own party, was told to all of us by his own party that he had criminal issues to answer. They removed him. They took him to court. They haven't come back to come and tell us that he has been acquitted. And they bring him back to the same state. Is that consistent with human behavior, with this result? Do human beings behave like that? Memories may have faded, but do they all fade such that this same governor now defeats an incumbent who everybody says has done well in all local governments?
Fashola also maintained that the outcome of the election is not yet foreclosed. Ahead of the August 9 governorship election, the All Progressives Congress in Osun State has taken its re-election rally to Ikirun town. Osun State correspondent Bid Okoro was at the rally and find in this report.
Heralding the rally to Ikirun town, the faithful of the party sang and danced to tunes singing the praises of the governor, Rauf Aregbesola. After a courtesy call on the Akinrun of Ikirun, Oba Rauf Olayiwola Olawale, the governor proceeded to the campaign ground, where the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Najim Salam, said the party and the people of Ikirun are held together by a common bond.
Physical development, good projects, people-oriented programs are the things that make people of Ikirun and environment to vote and support Ogbeni Aregbesola come August 9, 2014. The physical things, roads, schools, marketplaces, and new things.
The State Commissioner for Youth Development, Stephen Kolabalogun, charges all eligible voters in the state to ensure due registrations and collections of their permanent voters' cards.
I want to make it clear now, therefore, to all the people of Osun, particularly the youth, don't on any account sell your cards to anybody for small sums of money. Your mandate is valuable. It's important to this state. It's important for posterity. Cast your vote responsibly and do not sell that card.
A member of the House of Representatives representing Ifelodun constituency, Yinka Ajayi, speaks on the Ekiti governorship election and its resultant effect on the Osun APC's campaign efforts.
Yes, the consequence of Ekiti, result of the Ekiti election will not be lost on the electorates in Osun. But the terrain is different. The environment is different. The government is different. Although the party is the same, we run the same model of government. The lesson we've learned from Ekiti is that we really need to be wary of people's skills to manipulate the voters.
On the question of lessons from the Ekiti election, the state governor, Rauf Aregbesola, says it calls for massive mobilization on the part of the party.
Work harder, we mobilize more, and we beseech God to crown our effort with absolute success. That's the lesson.
With this type of crowd at the 5th re-election rally of the Osun APC, political observers in the state would definitely be interested to find out if this number will be replicated on the day of the election. Bid Okoro, CoreTV News, Ikirun.
The Federal Executive Council has approved a 14 billion naira contract for engineering infrastructure for the Gidandaya area of the Federal Capital Territory. Information Minister Abraham Marco disclosed
this
these
memo,
at the press
which
briefing.
was presented by the Minister of State FCT, is aimed at providing modern amenities for Gidandaya district, for Gidandaya urban renewal site, which is located at Kurudu district. And Council discussed the memo thoroughly, and we unanimously approved this memo because part of the mandate that FCT has is to ensure that we lessen the discrepancy between the Abuja city center and the surrounding communities in order to stem the inflow population from the satellite towns into the city.
This project is for the infrastructure in Kurudu, as we have said, to relocate those who are currently living in Yanya labor camp. As you know, the Yanya labor camp was a temporary labor camp that was established over 30 years ago when this capital city was being built. It housed the laborers who worked to build this great city of ours. And after that, the houses were sold to the junior workers in the ministries, to some students and security personnel. However, upon a review, the FCT administration found that the Yanya labor camp is very overcrowded. The houses are dilapidated. There's poor sanitary conditions, inadequate social amenities, and minimal infrastructure. In fact, the UN Habitat declared the Yanya labor camp as unfit for human habitation. As a result, as a responsible administration, we felt it's not right for us to leave our citizens in such a condition, hence the relocation of the residents of Yanya labor camp to the Gidandaya site in Kurudu district.
The Managing Director, Ogun-Osun River Basin Development Authority, Akintunde Shoyemi, has assured residents of Ogun and Lagos State on its preparedness to mitigate flood occurrences. Shoyemi says the collaboration and synergy with the Lagos State Ministry of Environment will translate into adequate support in maintaining the dams utilized for controlling water surge. Motayalo has details.
In a bid to avert the occurrence of flood disasters in Ogun and Lagos states, delegates from the Lagos State Ministry of Environment expressed concern over the condition of Oyon and Ikere dams, taking into cognizance the high rainfall prediction made for the year.
We want to know how is Ogun, what are they doing? What are they doing to avert flooding in Lagos? And the only way we can continue to advise them, instead of waiting till the peak.
You're watching CoreTV News on the hour. When we come back after the break, Ukrainian Foreign Minister Pavlo Kremlin has vowed that Kiev will stick by its unilateral ceasefire. We'll give you details after this break. Stay with us.
CoreTV News now provide a platform for live coverage of political rallies and electioneering campaign from anywhere in Nigeria. Political news stories, political editorial reviews, political discussions, personality profile, People's Parliament from the National, State and Local Government Assembly. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733. 01453-3407.
Our 24-hour news station. You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, our 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you back on CoreTV News on the hour outside Nigeria now. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Pavlo Klimkin has vowed that Kiev will stick by its unilateral ceasefire despite the downing of an army helicopter by pro-Russian separatists. He, however, warned that such provocations are extremely dangerous for getting a sustainable ceasefire. Ukrainian authorities have agreed to implement a week-long ceasefire which came into force on June 21. President Petro Poroshenko sought urgent talks with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin after the rebel attack, which came despite ceasefire orders from their own commander.
To our commitment, we stick to our unilateral ceasefire, and of course, such actions, such provocations are extremely dangerous for getting the sustainable ceasefire and extremely dangerous for the peace. We are committed to do our utmost in order to achieve the de-escalation of situation in Donetsk, in Lugansk, of course. It's critical.
And that's a wrap on CoreTV News on the hour. Join us at 5 for more news stories. I am Frank Omalape. I'll see you again.